Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel. So today we're gonna be reacting to top 25 places to visit in the US.
So she recently came here from the Philippines, and I'm excited for her to watch this video because she hasn't seen a lot of these. I honestly haven't traveled to probably most of these places, but I'm planning to now that a lot of my schooling is done. I am pretty wide open, so hopefully that'll give me an opportunity to travel places in the US and other countries. So,
Yeah, I'm very excited because as you mentioned, I just moved here a couple months ago. I've been to 10 Asian countries, but I've never been to like some Europe or like
yeah.
something different.
Yeah.
It'll be very different for me. So
You
I'm excited.
Yeah, you've kind of just been to like Asia.
Yes.
Yeah. But here, you honestly haven't seen much here because we haven't had the time to travel. So
No, we're very busy people.
now that our lives are slowing down, we're planning on traveling places, whether it's here or anywhere else. But yeah, let's watch it.
Let's do it.
What's up, guys? My name is Ryan, and I've spent most of my life living in the United States, and I want to show you my favorite places. So here's my USA top 25. The US is an incredible country from the
Oh, I wanted to ask, where do you want to go most in the US? Like what state, maybe?
Well, I want to go to California. I want to go to. I don't know what that place called. There's like a lot of place that I saw, and I'm bad at names. I can't.
Like Hawaii, Washington, Oregon.
I think Washington too.
I want to go to Washington. That's my dream to go there. I've never gone, but
beautiful Hawaiian Islands, the wild rock formations of the Southwest. Each part of the US has something unique to offer that deserves a visit. Let's start this video off at beautiful Lake Tahoe. I have to say that it's my favorite lake in the USA.
So pretty.
Located right on the Nevada and California border, Lake Tahoe is the second deepest lake in America with a depth of over 1,600 feet. I mean, it's just
oh my
absolutely
gosh,
massive.
I never realized it was
what I love
that
about
deep.
this lake is how clear the water is. I mean, it's just such a stunning blue color. It's also famous for having smooth granite rocks that peek out of the water. Now, a great place to go is Sand Harbor Beach. It's full of clear.
So, I've just seen this Lake Tahoe recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was like, I want to go there. And actually, that's where we're going.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're planning to go there, but we don't know yet.
In a few weeks if we went?
Yeah, that's where we're going.
That'd be fun because we're planning a trip, and that'd be so fun. Where else would we go? Maroon Bell,
something like that, but I know
sand dunes.
Yes.
And then stuff like that. A little weekend trip. But
I'm excited.
Possibly stay tuned for our vlogs. That'll be in a few weeks.
Clear water and tons of Lake Tahoe rocks. It's an ideal place to swim and paddleboard.
Wow,
me and my wife were
there. We'd almost have to
tent.
Tent.
While the water was freaking
like,
cold,
it's
it was
so
still
pretty.
fun
We
to
have
go
to
there
tent there.
and enjoy the scenery.
It's
If
so
you
nice.
do go, I'd recommend visiting in July
That's
or
terrifying.
August so the water can warm up a little. After, we're going to head over to Yosemite National Park. Now,
I want to go there
Yosemite
too.
is one of the most stunning.
We were gonna go there
last month.
No, last weekend we were gonna go, but we didn't have a car.
Yeah, we don't have a car, and rental is so expensive.
I know, we were gonna take my car, but I was like, oh, I don't feel like putting that many miles on my car. It's like 7 hours from here.
I don't know how long is it though.
I don't know. It was far, but we were literally about to go. And I was sick. So that's also why we didn't go.
Yeah, true.
We'll have to plan.
Massive granite
maybe
cliffs,
next weekend
clear streams, and powerful waterfalls. One of the coolest features of the park is Half Dome. It's this gigantic.
That's so different.
I've been there before, actually.
Oh, really?
Feet from the valley below. One side is a sheer cliff, while the other half has the appearance of a rounded dome. One of the most famous waterfalls in the park is Yosemite Falls. It's one of the
Aw,
world's tallest,
that's
with its
so
upper falls
pretty.
being 1,430 feet high. One of the more peculiar waterfalls in the park is Horsetail Falls. During mid-February, the setting sun hits the
Ooh.
water just right, creating the illusion of a firefall. Yosemite
That's
is home to some of the most
crazy.
beautiful spots in the
It
U.S.
is
and I
so
hope you
different.
all can visit. From Yosemite, we're gonna head to the coast to visit Big Sur. Now,
Oh,
located
wow.
on the Pacific 101 highway, Big Sur is one of America's most scenic drives, known for its winding turns, seaside
Dang.
cliffs, and views of the misty
Aw,
coastline.
look
One of
at
the
that.
coolest places in
Cute
Big Sur
cows.
is the Bixby Creek Bridge. It's one of California's most photographed bridges, and you'll understand why when you get there.
I'd be scared a little bit, like going across the bridge, thinking it'd fall. Oh my gosh.
You just gotta focus.
I know.
Big Sur is also home to Midway Falls, which is an 80-foot waterfall that falls onto the beach below.
Oh, that's
if you keep driving
cool.
south on the 101,
gosh, that's
it'll
so
take you to
pretty
this
over there.
Elephant
Mhm.
Seal Vista Point. It's this beach filled with thousands of
Aw.
elephant seals, some of the largest
They're
and weirdest
cute.
animals I've ever seen. Depending on what time of year you
Weirdest
go
animals.
there, they may be sleeping on the beach or fighting to the death. Pretty crazy
Oh.
animals.
They're
Now, while we're still in
so
California,
cute.
we're
Their
going
faces
to visit
are
the
interesting.
California redwoods. Now, the redwoods are the tallest trees
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
yeah,
world,
yeah, I've
with
seen
the
this
highest
too.
reaching
I haven't been here
379
either.
feet tall. There are groves of redwoods
Oh,
scattered
That's
along
so
the northern
long.
California coast.
Gosh,
There are
that
plenty of places
hurts
to
my
see
eyes
them.
looking
I went
at
to
that.
the Jedediah Smith Redwood State Park. We
Oh,
explored
gosh,
the grove and I was just
379
blown away
feet
by the size of the trees.
tall?
Not only were the trees amazing, but just the whole ambience of being there. The trees pretty much blocked out all sunlight, and then the ground was covered in these ferns that made it feel like you were in a Jurassic Park film. I mean, such a
Oh,
magical
that sounds
place.
fun.
Now, after exploring California, we're going to make the drive up to Oregon. Now, I have to
I want to go to Oregon so bad.
Why? What's in there
It's
that you
just
really
so
like?
pretty. Like it has a lot of wooded areas and like beaches. I
say
don't
that
know, it's just
Oregon
so
is one of my
pretty.
favorite states. It's home to massive volcanoes
Oh,
and
wow,
countless
yeah.
waterfalls. Me and my wife did a road trip through the state about a month ago, and it was extremely enjoyable. Oregon is home to some of the best coastline in the USA. I highly
Oh,
recommend
really?
just driving down the
it's
101
very pretty.
coastal highway. One of my favorite stops was this place called Meyer Beach. It had these
Ooh,
massive
I heard about
rocks
this.
of the beach
Cute.
all to ourselves. Another scenic spot is the Samuel H. Boardman Scenic Corridor. It's one of the most beautiful spots on the Oregon coast in my opinion. If you keep driving up the 101, you'll reach Cannon Beach. When you think of Oregon, you might think of Cannon Beach. I remember first seeing this place on Steven Spielberg's movie The Goonies, and I've wanted to go ever since. It's famous for its sea stack rock. It's this massive 235-foot sea stack that shoots out
Oh
of the
my
Dang,
ocean.
gosh.
I
In
never realized it was
2013,
that big.
listed as one of the
That's
world's
really big.
100 most beautiful places by National Geographic, and I
Oh,
totally
really?
understand why. It's a wonderful beach to relax or jump in the water if you can handle the
Oh,
cold.
sounds
After
fun.
Oregon, we're gonna head up
Yeah.
to neighboring
Seattle.
Seattle. Located in the state of Washington, Seattle has to be one of my favorite cities. I just love how it's built right on the Puget Sound, contrasted with a skyline full of skyscrapers and a backdrop
Yeah,
of the
Seattle's
massive Mount
cute.
Rainier. Now, one place you gotta visit if you're in Seattle is Pike's
Very
Place.
busy.
It's a public market
It
that
looks
has been
like.
open for more than 100
Oh,
years.
pretty
It's full of
flowers.
fresh produce stands, unique shops, and the world's first Starbucks. I just love all the colors, smells, and
World's
just
first
all around
Starbucks.
vibe.
That's
Pike's Place
crazy.
is also home to the Gum Mall. It might gross you out, but
Oh,
at
wow,
least
what's
it's
that?
full of colors. After
It's
Seattle, we're
gum.
gonna head up
Yuck,
north to
gross.
visit Alaska. When you think of untamed
Oh,
wilderness,
Alaska.
Alaska is it.
I really want to go to Alaska so bad.
I think it's really beautiful.
Yeah, it's expensive to
But
go
it's just
there
a
though.
land
That's the
full of
problem.
Some of the world's biggest
Yeah.
mountains and glaciers, and it's one of the few places in the USA where
Oh,
you can see
wow.
the aurora borealis. When I look at
Oh,
these
yeah,
landscapes,
that's
and
white
they're just so
too, the
vast and
aurora.
untouched, I
Mhm,
mean,
it's so cute.
unbelievable. One popular form of transportation is by helicopter or bush plane because some spots are just so remote. So if you ever want to escape
Oh,
the
really?
chaos of the world, Alaska may be the place you gotta go. After Alaska, we're gonna head over to Hawaii to visit the island.
Oh yeah,
of
Hawaii
Oahu.
too,
All
so
the Hawaiian
pretty.
Islands,
It
I have to
is.
say Oahu is my favorite.
Oh
I
my
lived there for over
gosh.
8 months on the North Shore, and it was some of the greatest times of my life. If you love hiking, surfing, or adventure,
Aw.
Oahu is the place for you. One of the most popular places on Oahu is Waikiki. It's a perfect combination
waters are
of city
so
and
blue
ocean.
there.
The beach is lined with
Yeah, they have,
high-rise
like,
hotels and shops.
real
It is a
nice
perfect place to
beaches.
surf and catch
Mhm.
some waves. Another one of the most famous places on Oahu is the North Shore. The North Shore is 17 miles
Oh,
of
wow.
coastline that is home to some of the greatest surfing in the world.
Those are big waves.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Hawaii have a very big wave.
Yeah, probably
That's
be
scary. It
yeah.
could kill.
It'd probably be good for surfing though.
Yeah.
One of the most
But I don't
well-known
surf.
beaches on the North
Not
Shore
that.
is the Banzai
Please,
Island.
no.
The waves are created by a super sharp and dangerous reef that causes the waves to break just right. During the winter months, some of the most popular surfing competitions are held
gosh.
here, and the waves can
Oh,
reach
we were
over
just
20
talking
feet
about
high. When there aren't
surfing.
crazy
Yep.
waves, I love swimming on the North Shore. The water is so
20
clear, and the
feet
waves are just
high.
such a fun time to swim in. While we're still in Hawaii,
Oh my
we're gonna head
gosh.
over to the island of
Suicide.
Hawaii. Of all the
Yeah.
Hawaiian islands,
Oh,
Hawaii
that's so
is the
pretty.
oldest, making it the most beautiful and diverse. It's nicknamed the Garden Island, and when you go there, you'll understand why. One of my favorite places is the Napali Coast. There are very few places
oh
in
my
the world,
gosh,
if
that's just
any,
so
that match
different.
the beauty of this
Mhm.
coastline. The Napali Coast is filled with sea cliffs that rise 3,000 feet from the ocean, contrasted with deep, narrow valleys that empty to the sea below. There's several ways to experience the Napali Coast. One of the best ways is by helicopter. Prices range from anywhere between $200 to $300 for a
Ugh.
50-minute tour. You'll be able to get some of
Yikes.
the best
It's a lot.
views of Hawaii's coastal
Yeah.
cliffs and valleys. Another great way is through a boat tour. These range from 3 to 6 hours and cost upwards to $150 per person. If you're on a budget,
That'd
like
be
me,
fun
there's
to
plenty
go on
of
a
hikes
boat.
and lookout spots you can go to. One of my favorites is the Kalalua Lookout. Another amazing place to visit in Kauai is Waimea Canyon.
Oh, the
Nicknamed
canyon.
Grand Canyon of the Pacific.
also
it's
so
over
pretty.
10 miles long and 3,000 feet deep. I just love the contrast between the red rock against the tropical vegetation. After
Mhm.
exploring the Hawaiian Islands, we're going to head back to the continental U.S. to visit the iconic New York City with its
New
massive skyscrapers.
I want to go there for Christmas.
Yeah, I
That's-
think it's,
My dream.
they said New York is just so overrated. Like, but then when you are there, it's not as pretty as it seems.
Yeah, I'm
They
sure.
said I heard it's dirty.
I'm sure. Well, that's how a lot of big cities are. So it can only like be so nice. But I just want to go there during Christmas time because it looks so fun.
Diverse cultures, and hustle and bustle atmosphere. It's a place that needs to be experienced. I was fortunate enough to live in New York for a few months, and the city lifestyle quickly grew on me. One of my favorite places in the city is the Brooklyn Bridge. The Brooklyn
Mm.
Bridge is one of the most photogenic places in all of New York. It's this massive
That'd be
bridge
cute for
that connects
Instagram
the boroughs
pictures.
of Brooklyn
would
to
be.
Manhattan. The bridge was finished in 1883, and it's become one of New York's
Oh, wow.
most popular attractions. I used to love walking across the bridge and enjoying the view of
Oh,
Manhattan
so
and the
this
water
was it.
below. The bridge is a great place to experience during the day, and it gets even more stunning at night because you'll be able to see the city lights. One of the most famous places in New York City is Times Square. It's one of the world's most popular tourist attractions.
It
bringing in
is.
over 50 million people each year. It's full of thousands
I
of
just want to
lights
go
and
there to just take a
advertisements,
picture
and
in
there's
Times
just so much
Square.
energy there.
You know?
can walk around there for hours. There are entertainers on the street.
I would
and
just
tons
wanna
of
go
other
there
random
f-
attractions. Now, if you
Um,
want a
Guys,
nature break from the
crazy.
What?
city, you can explore Central Park.
Oh, Central Park
Opened
is
in
cute. Yeah.
1876. It's home to beautiful bridges, tons of walkways where you can exercise or ride a bike. I mean, just such a beautiful contrast between the hectic city life. After exploring New York, we're going to head over to the nearby region of New England, now located in the
Oh.
northeastern part of the U.S. New England is comprised of Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Maine. New England is one of the most historical regions in the U.S. It's where the Pilgrims settled in 1620, and it's also where the Revolutionary War was born. I mean, just such a fascinating region. The most populous city in New England is Boston.
Boston.
Located in the state of
Mhm.
Massachusetts, Boston is one of the oldest municipalities in the U.S., founded in 1630 by the Puritan settlers.
My gosh,
Historical
that's so
events
long
such as the
ago.
Boston
Yeah.
Tea Party took place during the Revolutionary War here. Today, Boston is a thriving city.
Oh, that's a
home to
cute area.
Universities such as
It is.
Harvard and
There are
MIT. Now,
pictures.
if you want to escape the city and see some
I
nature,
love the
I
trees
suggest
there.
going to Vermont.
So
This may
cute.
be one of the
That would be
best
so
places to
fun
visit
in the
during
fall.
That would be so fun for you to experience because you've never seen leaves change.
Well, I see when there's no leaves.
Oh yeah, she came here early spring.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, but she's never seen the trees change color, so that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm very excited to experience winter season and then fall.
Mm-hmm.
But then they said it's too cold where we are. So I'll be out here in the winter.
Yeah, well, it's fun up until after Christmas, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I need a vacation. I'm so sick of this weather. He's from like 80-degree weather.
100.
Oh my gosh.
It's so hot. I cannot.
Yeah, where we live, it ranges from like 80 to negatives. So, gotta love
The
that.
trees turn to unbelievable red, orange, and yellow colors.
Mhm.
Vermont is also home to historical towns such as Brattleboro. Now, another one of my
Oh, that's a
favorite
cute
states in
area.
New England is
It
Maine.
is
Maine is the
different.
northeasternmost point in the U.S. as it borders Canada. It's famous for its
Oh.
scenic coastline
Yeah,
filled
Maine
with
is such a
lighthouses
pretty
and
area,
lobster
too.
shacks. One of my favorite cities in Maine is Portland. It's a charming city on Maine's coast. It was first settled in 1623
That's
by
pretty in
European
there.
settlers.
Mhm.
It's so
Today
different
known
from the
for its
other
old
ones.
port district and harbor. One of the coolest places is the
Oh.
Portland Head Light. It's a historic lighthouse that was built all the way back in 1791, making it the oldest lighthouse in Maine. Another beautiful place in the state is the Acadia National Park. Acadia is mostly located on the Mount Desert Island. The national park is full of granite peaks, rocky coasts, and
Oh,
tons
it's
of
so
beautiful
pretty.
trees. I have to say it's one of the most impressive national parks.
I
on
haven't
the
heard
East
of this
Coast.
national
After
park,
Maine, we're
actually.
going to head to the
Dang.
opposite side of the country to visit the Florida Keys.
Florida
So the
Keys.
Florida Keys are a Coral Cay
Mhm.
archipelago
Right there.
located right off of southern Florida. It's basically the American version of the Bahamas. What's really impressive is that all the islands are connected by a road, making it one of the coolest drives in the US. I was out in Florida in December and I really wanted to drive all the way to the end of the Keys. When you drive on the bridges, you'll be able to see the blue Caribbean Sea. One of the most impressive ones is the 7-mile bridge. At the time of its construction, it was one of the longest bridges in the world. I mean, it just looks like it never ends. The final destination on the Keys takes you to the city of Key West. It's the most southern place in the continental US. We spent the sunset swimming on Fort Zachary Taylor State Park Beach, and it was just the perfect way to end the day. Alright, after
That would be fun for us to go in the winter.
Yeah.
Or Hawaii. When it's not terribly, or when it's super cold here.
Florida, we're gonna head
Gosh.
over to Wyoming to visit Yellowstone
Oh
National
yeah,
Park. I
Yellowstone.
went here a few weeks ago and it was a magical experience. Now, one of the most famous places in Yellowstone.
Oh yeah, I want to
is the
go there
Grand
too.
Prismatic Spring.
Yeah,
It's the third largest
too
hot
far.
spring in the world with a depth of 160 feet. And
Eesh.
from above, it displays a
Dang.
remarkable rainbow color. You can walk on the platforms around the spring, but you'll get the best view by taking the short hike up to the Grand Prismatic Spring overlook. Another iconic spot in the park is Old Faithful. It's one of the world's most famous geysers because of its reliability. It erupts around every 90 minutes and the boiling water can
Oh,
reach
dang.
185 feet high. You can also make a drive
That's
up to the
so
Upper
deep.
Falls. It's one of the most powerful
Dang it.
waterfalls I've ever seen. Another less popular
Aw.
but just as stunning
Cute.
spot is Mammoth Springs. I went there first thing in the morning and it was magical with all its mist coming off the hot spring terraces. Now while we're still in Wyoming, we're going to head over to the nearby Grand Tetons National Park. I have to say
Oh,
this is
yeah,
one
yeah,
of my
yeah.
favorite
I
national
heard about
parks.
this
I just
too.
love
Oh,
the
really?
incredible
Yeah.
scenery and the
Grand
unique
Teton.
jagged shape of the Grand Tetons. I mean, there's tons of hikes to go on. One of my favorites is to
Oh my
Delta
gosh,
Lake.
it's so
It's a
pretty.
somewhat challenging
Mhm.
hike, but when you reach the top, you're rewarded with a blue Gatorade-colored glacier lake that has the backdrop of the
that's
massive
cute.
Grand Teton Peak. I mean,
Yes.
just hard to beat the location of the
water's
spot. When I
interesting.
went there, I just
Interesting
had to
color.
jump in the water. I have to say it was some of the coldest I've ever been in, but nothing makes you feel more alive than a polar plunge in some glacier water. If you want a more relaxed experience in the Tetons, you can take the ferry across Jenny's Lake and then make a short hike
Your
up to the
lake.
waterfall. Now, after
That's
Wyoming,
cute.
we're going to make
Oh.
the 2-hour drive to Idaho to visit the St. Anthony Sand Dunes. I mean, this place is
Idaho.
Oh,
bizarre.
wow.
It's over 10,000 acres of sand dunes right
That's
next
a
to some
lot.
farmland. I mean, it just feels so out
Yeah.
of place. But the whole area is the ultimate playground. Some of the dunes reach 400 feet high. Now, if you love riding dune buggies or dirt bikes, this is the place you gotta go. My grandparents live nearby, so I've come here many times. Whenever I'm here, I feel like I'm in Dubai or somewhere exotic. It's
Yeah.
just such an epic place. You gotta
Feels like
visit
you're
if
in
ever
Dubai.
there.
Yeah.
Now, after Idaho, we're going down to Utah to visit the famous Bonneville Salt Flats. The Salt Flats are located about 2 hours west of Salt Lake City. It's one of the craziest locations
Oh,
in
that's
Utah
neat.
and the world. It's
It
basically
is.
30,000 acres of mud covered in a layer of salt. There's no vegetation, so all you see is white.
Who
and
brought
the
a
surrounding mountains.
trampoline?
The
That's
salt
so
flats have been
odd.
featured in many music videos
They
and
wanna have
movies
fun.
such as Pirates of the Caribbean. I love coming out here and just messing around on the salt, whether it's setting up a tramp on the salt flats or jumping over my car. Since the salt is completely flat,
Duh.
the world's fastest
Like,
land
oh
record
my
has been
gosh.
set
He
here.
was
If you do
crazy.
go,
Yeah.
be cautious about driving on the salt because you can sink your car if the salt isn't dry. Now, when it rains, the
Oh,
salt flats
really?
become the world's largest
would
mirror.
suck.
It's just a truly
Yeah.
a surreal place.
I love how it like mirrors when it's wet, like the mountains and the
Oh,
clouds.
yeah, yeah.
Over in Utah.
Pretty.
After Utah, we're going to New Mexico to visit Shiprock. Now, this may be one of the most random and unique
never been
rock
to New
structures
Mexico.
I've ever seen. Special thanks to my friend David and Rule for helping me out with the footage here. He has some amazing shots of Shiprock. What I think is
That's
so unique
cool.
about it is the
Mhm.
volcanic spines that lead up to the rock. From a Google Earth point of view, you can see 3 volcanic spines that all come together at the rock. I mean,
Oh,
I've never
wow.
seen anything like it before. The rock is sacred to the Navajos. They named it the Rock with Wings. I mean, what a bizarre place.
secluded
While we're
there.
still in the southwest, we're going to visit Lake Powell. Now, Lake Powell is one of the coolest man-made lakes in the world. It's a reservoir that is located in
Oh, it's
Utah, and
man-made?
Arizona. It's been called America's
Really?
Lost National Park because you
guess.
feel
I
like
didn't
you're in the
know that.
Grand Canyon, except it's filled up with water. Now,
Oh.
Lake Powell was created back in 1960. A lot of my
That
family and
looks
friends will rent
cold,
a houseboat
the water.
and go
It
boating
looks
down
so
here for weeks
nice.
during the summertime. I mean, I just can't think of a better place to go
What the-
wakeboarding, and it's a mecca for cliff jumping and water sports. I mean, Lake Powell is such an incredible place, and I hope you all can
Shut.
visit one day. Now, a super cool spot right outside Lake Powell is Horseshoe Bend. It's this picturesque section of the Colorado River surrounded by massive cliff walls. Another really fascinating nearby
that's
attraction
cool.
is Antelope Canyon. It's located
really
just
cool.
20 minutes from Horseshoe Bend. Now, Antelope Canyon is one of the most impressive slot canyons in the world. From the
Yeah,
outside, the
very
area just
impressive.
looks like a normal desert landscape. As you descend in the slot canyon, you'll witness some of
It
the
looks
most
fake
beautiful
to me.
sculpted sandstone. The canyon was formed by flash floods and thousands
like
of years
clay.
of erosion.
Yeah.
Now, for our last destination, we're going back to Utah to visit Zion National Park. Now,
Yes,
Zion is just out
that
of this
too,
world.
it's so
Pictures
pretty. I
and
heard about
videos
that
don't
too.
Yeah,
do
it
justice.
is.
It's home to steep red rock cliffs that are thousands of feet high. One of my favorite and most famous places in Zion is the hike to Angel's Landing. It's about a 5-mile
Oh,
round trip
yeah.
hike that's famous for its sketchy chain trail. We crossed the bridge over the Virgin River and headed up the trail. We hiked up some steep switchbacks until we reached the top. Angel's Landing is famous for its 1,000-foot drop-offs and chains that lead the way.
Oh,
I did the
that's
hike in the
scary.
winter, so it was icy at times. I bought my 360
That is
camera,
scary.
so I could
Oh,
get every
gosh, you
possible
would
angle of the
die
trail.
if
I
you
was
fall
able to
from
reach
there.
the top, and the view just
Yeah,
blew
my
my
family
mind.
did
I
that
was able to
once.
see all of
I was
Zion
too young.
Canyon. I mean, it was just surreal. If you can handle the heights, I hope you can hike Angel's Landing sometime in your life. Well, that is it for my USA Top 25. Let me know where your favorite place is in the United States in the comments below. I also started a relaxation channel.
After that, where do you want to go now?
I want to stick to my plan. I want to really go to the Lake Tahoe. Then I like to go to Yosemite too, and then the Yellowstone something.
Oh, yeah, in Wyoming.
Yes, and then what else was there? It was just all beautiful, you know. And as I mentioned, I'm not good at remembering names.
Yeah.
I suck at it.
Well, there's 25 different places there.
That was a lot.
Yeah. I want to go to Oregon now too. I don't know. I think it's so pretty. But
They're all pretty.
yeah. I don't know. You could honestly find some pretty lakes here that we could go to. I don't know. But yeah, if you guys liked our video, please like and subscribe and comment down below what else we should watch. We love your guys' suggestions. So other than that, thank you guys so much for watching and we'll see you next time. Bye.